Hi, welcome to Bunkai of the Month for March 2011. It's quite hard to believe we're a quarter through the year already, and this month's quite special for us because we're celebrating our 7th year as a dojo. So just before we get started, I'd just like to say a big thank you to all those people who've supported us over the years, whether come along with the classes, attending the events and seminars, subscribing to the newsletter, or obviously watching these videos. It's massively appreciated, so thank you. This month we're going to look at one of my favourite kata, naihanchi, and specifically the start of the kata, the salutation posture, and just look at how those movements can be applied pragmatically. Most, if not all, kata have some sort of salutation posture, whether it looks like that, or whether it looks like this, okay. And quite often those salutation postures aren't given pragmatic sort of merit. They're just kind of said, oh, there's just something you do at the start and at the end of the form. But I like to think that every movement in the kata has got some pragmatic potential. So what we're going to focus on today is just the start of naihanchi kata, specifically the wado version. First of all, we're here, the hands raise up, and then come around, and then from here, they come up to here, and then back down again, okay? Most other styles just do this part, but it's the same lesson, okay? It's just, there's a lesson in there on awareness, but there's also a lesson when we're going to discuss today on limb control, okay? A very basic lesson, just teaching you the fundamentals of limb control. So first of all, we're going to look at this part, alright? So, if Stu comes forward with his hands, if he's going to grab or push or whatever, and I bring these hands up here, I'm creating like a wedge, alright? I've got an optional strike there, okay? But effectively I'm bringing my hands on the inside of there. Now, as I bring these arms round in the form like this, it puts me in a really good position of advantage, alright? Now ideally, if I'm opposite Stuart, I want my hands on top and on the inside, okay? Obviously on top, because I've got a clear line to the head, alright? If my hand's on the bottom, I'm going to struggle with that. By the same vein, I want my hands on the inside here. If I've got them on the outside, I can't get hold, okay? I'm going to have to get my hands on the inside first. So by being here, I've got a clear line to clinch, right? So as he comes forward from here, his hands come up and around, he's put me in a really good position here to strike, and should he fall forwards, it gives me a chance to clinch as well, alright? I've got good dominance there. Also with this one, as he comes forward, these hands might be quite tight, okay? So what might happen is I might end up wedging and getting onto one side. I might not get through the middle, alright? But that doesn't matter. If I do that and just carry on, I'm still in a good position here. I'm on the outside of the opponent, my hand's on top here, which means again I've got a clear line to strike, okay? And the same obviously on the other side, from here, I've got a clear line to strike here as well, alright? So this is just creating a wedge and getting your hands to a position of dominance. The next part of the salutation, after hands have come here, hands raise up and then back down again, okay? And this is just another sort of slant on that lesson before, limb control. And this takes into account someone who's already got some sort of guard up, okay? So his hands in front. I need to get past these limbs to be able to attack the head. So ideally, because I'm opposite Stuart, I want to get to the same position as I was before, with the hands on top on the inside. So what the kata says is lift the hands up, turn them in and down, okay? So bring the hands up, so the hook onto the top of the wrist from there. Make sure it's not the hands, he wants to be actually on the arms there, because obviously if he relaxes his hands, I'm just going to slip right through there. So they need to be on his form, just on his wrists, okay? So hooking this way, and literally just hook these down, okay? And when I do that, it puts me on the inside and on top, which again is ideal, alright? It also tends to throw his body forward a little bit as well, like this, which puts me in great line for strikes, okay? You can even move through, obviously the first movement of the form where the arm comes out and into the elbow strike. Once you've got to this position here, I can attack from here and then start putting in them elbows, alright? So the kata's saying, get yourself to a position of advantage first before you start doing anything. and ideally you want your hands on top or on the inside. Okay, so one more time from here, hooking over, one, and then attack, clinch, whatever from there. Okay, when you're doing those movements, sometimes because the head's coming forward all the time, it's really hard. You've got to really pull those shots a little bit. So a good thing you can practice to help get a little bit more development on the impact side is to work with focus mitts. So what you can do with your partner, you can hold one focus mitt up here, and the other hand up as the guard. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm still doing it with both hands, but also I'm only catching one. All right. So I'm coming across from here, hooking the hands down, and then from this position I'm launching my body forwards, open-handed strike from the kata. And what you can do from here as well is you can slap back on the back of the pad and throw the elbow in. Okay, you just have to tone the elbow down there because obviously it's a really hard shot, the elbow, and because you're using both hands together, you don't want to injure the hand. All right. So from here, hook down, then you get all your weight here through that shot. Okay, and as this hand comes out, you can bring it back in for that elbow shot. Okay, again you just have to pull it ever so slightly on that. But that's just one way that you can start to develop a little bit of impact on that application. Okay, so there's just a couple of examples of how limb control is kind of found within the kata, where those lessons are. Specifically, you know, the salutation posture in the kata. So try not to glance over those. You know, like any other movement in the form, it's always going to have pragmatic potential. So try and go at it with an open mind and think about what these things can be used for. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next month.